Time to take out all my frustrations on this piece of meat. Hello and welcome to my perfect weekend in Vienna. This city is filled with culture and elegance. Join me, Sultan, and Forgo for a discovery tour of the city. A visit to the Austrian capital is like stepping back in time. Of course, you can see a lot of the city on foot, but I think the best way to get around and get a really good impression is with a horse and buggy ride, or Fiaker, as they are called here. First thing you notice about Vienna is the architecture and the gorgeous facades, many of which are from the 18th century or earlier. Carl Cantonati from Fiaker Paul has been riding these streets for over 30 years. Carl, it's lonely back here. Can I come up there with you? Yes. Great. So I'll sit on this side. Okay, let's go. Once I take my front row seat, Carl shows me some more highlights of the city.
To the right in that building is where Beethoven lived, on the top floor.
His house is also open to the public. What's your favorite part of the city?
My favorite parts of the city are the Hofburg, or the Michaelerplatz, or the Heldenplatz. Vienna is the most beautiful city in Europe. There's none like it. And there's no other experience like a carriage ride either.
Our tour ends at the 12th century St. Stephen's Cathedral. Onwards to my next destination. Look, this is where you get real Wiener Schnitzel, and I'm going to learn how to make it. Chef Jürgen Geschwendner offers classes here.
Hello, Megan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jürgen. All right, so here we go with some Wiener Schnitzel. What is the most important thing we have to pay attention to?
It's always from the veal.
Always from veal.
Veal. Only
Always
veal.
from veal. Only veal, not pork.
No pork. No chicken.
Real Wiener Schnitzel is only from veal.
Yes.
And then I learn how to cut the right piece of meat. Tenderize it. Time to take out all my frustrations on this piece of meat. Add a pinch of salt. Use fresh eggs, lightly beaten, which serve as the glue for the finely ground breadcrumbs.
And we turn around. So. Super.
And finally, the schnitzel gets placed in a buttery oil for about 3 minutes. Not too bad for my first try. And this is my activity tip for a perfect weekend in Vienna. A Wiener Schnitzel workshop.
Thank you.
As sunny skies turn gray, I take the opportunity to hear some music at the Vienna State Opera. From Strauss to Schubert, Mahler to Mozart, Vienna has been home to the most famous composers, whose compositions can be heard both in the opera and chamber music halls. And now we're about to hear Beethoven. Members of the Vienna Philharmonic regularly perform concerts here. It's an intimate atmosphere and a great way to enjoy classical music. Day 2 of my visit continues with some other classics at the Museums Quarter. Vienna has dozens of museums, but this one is my favorite because of its fine arts collection, including sculptures like this one by Antonio Canova and Susanna Bathing by Tintoretto. Or the Tower of Babel by Bruegel. Imperial Court painter Arcimboldo, and Vermeer. The Kunsthistorisches Museum, or the Museum of Fine Arts, holds the enormous collection from the Habsburg royal dynasty. It spans several floors and also includes architectural highlights. This is my culture tip for a perfect weekend in Vienna, a visit to the Fine Arts Museum. The Viennese coffee culture is also a must. Café Landmann has been serving up coffee specialties and pastries since 1873. Co-owner Bernd Querfeld invites me to test some of the 20 various coffee drinks on the menu, with the obligatory cream, of course. Cream all over your face is a must. So here we've got, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different kinds of coffees. Why do the Viennese love their coffee houses so much?
I think it's a mix of, we like coffee very much and we like the coffee house culture. They are two different things. Coffee house culture is the way how we live, how we stay, how we meet, yeah, from the morning till the evening, the cozy atmosphere. Yeah, it's gemütlich, we will say in Vienna. And then we have a coffee culture. This is the way we drink coffee. You know, we can drink coffee black or white, with whipped cream, hot or cold, or of course with alcohol.
So, the best thing to order with all these wonderful drinks is?
For me, it's the apple strudel. I think for you too.
Yeah, then for me too, apple strudel.
Let's order one, yeah?
Yes, let's order apple strudel. And this is my culinary tip for a perfect weekend in Vienna, visiting one of the Viennese coffee houses. Located just on the outskirts of the city center is the Prater Amusement Park. Time for some fun.
I'm gonna have some fun.
Let's see how strong I am. Not really sure how this goes. Oh my God! Not very strong, I guess. My pace is more geared towards the Ferris wheel, another landmark. Let's go for a ride. Visitors can reserve a car for any occasion. This park has been open to the public since the 18th century. Now, entrance is free. You just have to pay for the rides. You can really get the best views of the city from up here. I can also look out to my next destination, which involves music and wine on the outskirts of town. Viennese melodies, known as Schwammelmusik, can be heard at a Wiener Heuriger, which is where I spend my final evening. Did you know that Vienna is also famous for its wine? I'm at a typical Wiener Heuriger. What's that? Well, we're about to find out. Werner Welser and his family have owned this tavern for generations. He invites me to sample some of the young wine produced from the current harvest. So how did these taverns come about?
Vienna is the only city in the world that has 700 hectares of vineyards within the city limits. Traditionally, small wine growers were also allowed to sell the wine they produced in their own restaurant.
Aside from all the wine that's being grown and produced around here, what else can visitors expect from a Heuriger? What else do you have here?
The visitors really love the ambience, the wine, the food, and the music.
So there's just one last thing left to do.
Zum Wohl.
This tavern offers a relaxing reprieve from the hustle and bustle of the city. And this wraps up my perfect weekend in Vienna. Join me again as I explore more exciting European destinations. And until then, it's happy travels.